you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to? Well, you better get used to the way the ball bounces. I see what you got.
Let's fucking go, baby. Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Mike Copenaver, aka Real Mike. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all the likes of KOPESKORNER. I'm stoked to be here to talk about some UFC Columbus, which was last weekend, which is Curtis Blades versus Chris Daukaus. And my boy, Mr. B, the MMA guy, will jump in the mix, and we will talk about some fights that are coming up in the future and a little bit of just fantasy MMA. But I really can't thank y'all enough for being here. And firstly, I'd like to thank the sponsors of the show. So I'd like to pull up the screen real fast. 1 second, guys. First sponsor I'd like to thank of the show is Melon Brand Hats. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald came up with in high school. It's MELIN. He sponsors Phil Mickelson, Michael Chandler, and a bunch of really dope dudes. Some of them are camo, hydro, waterproof, John Hunter, Nemechek, head down, elbows up. If you like NASCAR, which I do, they have Lumberjack series for you guys up north or from places that it gets real cold, unlike Southern California. So make sure you go to melon.com. Get yourself a dope hat because their stuff is absolutely sick. Secondly, I'd like to thank fokaistuff.com, FOKAI stuff. FOKAI stuff.com. It's Guamilian gear. My boy Rome from Guam came up with this Islander vibe wear. And I just stoked to have the chance to support and sport his gear. They have beanies, baby blankets, shirts, doormats, fanny packs, all kinds of really cool stuff that supports the Islanders over in Guam. So shout out to the Guamilians over there. And then thirdly, I'd like to thank Spliff Seeds Amsterdam, SPLIFF Seeds. If you look up Lemon Cream Kush Female, which is here featured on my video right here, that picture there featured is the actual plant that I grew. And then it's also on the cover of a book on Amazon called Stony Tark's Top Tips on Growing Cannabis. Author is Sean Prana, so shout out to him in the UK and representing some of my MJ line and my MJ pictures at that. So really stoked on that. And then my man Mr. B will be here in 3, 2, 1. How you doing, my man Mr. B?
What's happening, man? How you doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'd be a little better if we had some UFC this weekend. My little boy, there's no T-ball for my little boy. There's no UFC. And so now it's like, what am I going to do and be degenerate on, you know?
Oh, yeah, true. You could see if you could put bets on WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, that's when you need to call 1-800-Gamblers Anonymous. If you keep losing more money than your bankroll, that's where you need to go. And that's just my advice if you're an absolute degen. But yeah, if you're betting on that, I think that you definitely have a problem. But let me get how you been, my man B? Been good?
I'm good though.
I saw you stream. You streamed something this morning, correct?
This afternoon was Cage Warriors.
Nice.
Cage Warriors 134. Was it? No, 135. 135. Because they got Cage Warriors 136 tomorrow too. So
nice.
There's a little MMA going on.
We're going to be reviewing UFC Columbus, which was Curtis Blades versus Chris Daukaus. Me and Mr. Really pretty exciting event. Nonetheless, there's a couple of bets that we lost that I wish that we could have had, but it is what it is. The first fight of the night was Luis Saldana took on Bruno Silva, and Luis Saldana fucking looked absolutely really good in all 3 rounds and won a unanimous decision. Pretty impressed with that, Humpy.
Yeah, it was good. I was a little disappointed, man. Souza was a little bit too lackadaisical in that one, man. Was waiting a little bit too long, and let Saldana take the lead on a good portion of that fight, man. So
yeah, but
I can't say nothing. Saldana did good though.
Yeah, good. His leg kicks are really what separated him, in my opinion, for that fight. And he was, a little bit longer, and he needed to use that if he was going to win that fight, and he did a great job. The next fight was Mateus Nikolai took on David Dvorak. And man, this fight was Nikolai looked pretty good, man. It was back and forth between these two, but Nikolai pretty much dominated him. Unanimous decision, won all 3 rounds. Do you have anything to say about that fight, B?
Not necessarily.
It was a good fight.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good fight. If anything, I was more impressed with Nicolaus overall and how he managed to actually beat down
What's up, Stevie Wonder?
Dvorak. Yeah, he outpaced and outmaneuvered David Dvorak, which is a hard thing to do, man. But props to Mateus for getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we had Dvorak, picked, but I mean, Nikolai looked good, just in every bit of the sense. That veteranship that
Yeah.
we always talk about, the veteran over kind of the newcomer, it really, really did show there. But the next fight of the night was Manon Farad took on Jennifer Maya. That fight was I mean, pretty exciting in the sense. You want to talk about that one first, B?
Sure. Um, yeah, pretty much what that was about. It was a pretty good fight. Manafior kind of outstruck Jennifer Maya quite a bit. Jennifer was a little bit more aggressive though in the later rounds. She got kind of aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Here and there, she landed some good shots. She had got a takedown, but props to Manon. Manon did some good throws. She had some ill throws in that fight. I was quite impressed. She continues to impress with every fight,
She's a
and she's
big
gonna be a
girl.
terror, man.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
big, kind of
she's
lanky,
gonna be a
and
terror.
she has kind of she has a strong I don't a masculine type body. I would say I don't want to get too crazy, but I mean she's got a
Yeah,
really strong body. You could obviously tell that she works out. But yeah. So with
yeah,
that
she got
said,
this. Yeah.
Manafero defeated Jennifer Maya unanimous decision, and she beat her all 3 rounds in the judges' eyes. The next fight of the night was Krizov versus Tulinian. And Krivov rear naked choke, did exactly what you and I said he was going to do, and he was going to rear naked choke this dude and put him to sleep.
Oh yeah, yeah. He beat that man up, man. That was he did good. What's this dude's name? Uh, Tululin. There you go, Tululin. He
Yeah.
did do pretty good in the striking a little bit in that first round though.
What up, Army
Um,
vet?
but Krizev got the rhythm, and Krizev did what he had to do and got it done, man. Got
Yeah.
that rear naked choke pretty much as we call it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
Word.
it just seemed like it was a volleyball setup for him, and that's exactly what it was. So Krivov defeated him by rear naked choke. The next fight of the night was actually a good one. It was Chris Gutierrez took on Dana Bakriel. This is the first time that we were really right this night, and we had Chris Gutierrez over Bakriel Dana spinning back fist and elbows. Man, it was absolutely phenomenal, huh, B?
Yeah, yeah. I like that a lot, man. Um, Denal was throwing some heavy hits.
I don't know if it seemed. I think you glitched a little bit, B, and then you maybe back. Hey, Army vet, did B glitch for you? A little glitch for me. So sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. But it is a live show, so you do have to bear with us. My boy B is over there in Brooklyn representing the New York, and I'm over here in California representing Los Angeles, Ventura County to be specific. So B, you're all good now, B.
Hello?
Yeah, you're there. I don't know what happened, but slight glitch. But yeah, so with the Chris Gutierrez, he absolutely silenced Dana, huh, B? I hear you, B. Can you hear me, B? Hey, B, can you hear me?
Oh, Mike, your volume went out. I can't hear
Um,
you.
you should. Mine seems fine. Mine's registering. It should be. Army vet, can you? I can hear you and everything.
No, I still can't hear you. I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's crazy. 1 second. Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you now. Okay,
Yeah, I
cool.
don't know. Haps is tripping.
All
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Army vet could hear me the whole time. So either way,
Yeah,
Haps
I
is
don't know what the hell
on
that
its
was.
glitch nation. So with Chris Gutierrez, man, that spinning back fist and elbow was sick, huh, B?
Yeah, yeah, man, it was really good, man. Um, I didn't expect him to get it done like that, but with Chris Gutierrez, expect the unexpected, and he put that man Dana out, man. Big win on his part. I like to see him get some higher ranked opponents now, man. I'd like to see that from Chris.
Yeah. So
I
that
like
was
to see
the
that for Chris, man.
that was pretty much the only fight of the night that we were right on and cashed a bet on. And then it went into a downward spiral, B, and I did not like it. But either way, we were not one of those people who had Carol Rosa parlayed or picked on a money line or any of that nonsense. Sarah
Oh my god.
McMahon. Sarah fucking McMahon decided to show up and win a bout. And she beat the favorite, Carol Rosa, and she won a unanimous decision. What do you say about this shit, B?
Oh man. Carol Rosa was doing good in the stand up, but when it got to the ground, it got to the ground. And Sarah McMahon did her thing on the ground. And she stuck to her bread and butter. Carol Rosa did have an opportunity where she did knock Sarah to the ground, if I remember correctly. But instead of trying to get Sarah to stand back up, she went back to the ground with her, which was a really bad idea. Um, but Sarah managed to weather that and take advantage of a lot of things, veteran experience, and psh, she beat Carol Rosa, man.
Yeah, so
Beat
shout
Carol.
out to anybody who actually bet on Sarah McMahon. I don't think there's a soul that wants to admit that they did that, but a shout out to you if you actually did it. No, I didn't bet. I wouldn't bet on Raquel Rosie either, but it was dog or pass, and I said that last week, didn't I? Be
Yeah, you did. It was a
yeah.
dog and pass
So
situation there. Yeah.
so the dog went woof woof, and Sarah McMahon won. The next fight of the night was the first big L of the night, and it was one unit on Vasily Borshkov versus Mark Diakase. And holy shit, B, Mark Diakase decided to show up and wrestle. And he wrestled all 3 rounds, and his cardio held up all 3 rounds, wrestling the fuck out of my dude. And what do I say? What do you say, dude? I mean, it wasn't the most exciting because of him, but for his
Yeah.
family, for the fact he needed a W, he won a 3 round unanimous decision over Borshkov. I know I lost the unit on that, and it is what it is. It sucked. It hurt bad, but whatever. Mark Diakase learned how to wrestle, and it's unreal.
Yeah, he put the wrestling chops on our boy, Vyacheslav Borshev. It's kind of disappointed in that. He went the route that he needed to go. He won the fight. No disrespect. He did what he had to do to win.
Yep.
I was disappointed in Borshev though because I'm not really disappointed in Borshev. I'm disappointed in the fact that Alpha Male didn't have him prepared for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But in the process of all that, man, Mark Diakase did what he had to do, and he got the win.
Shout out to Mark Diakase for having the cardio to do the 3 round wrestling when he's not a wrestler. A lot of people come and they're strikers and they try to implement a new game plan and they get winded about 1.5 rounds in. And Borshkov would have whooped his ass, but that's not what it was. It's MMA, and so have a good day. The next fight was Neil Magny took on Max Payne Griffin, and I had Neil Magny picked here. I said that he was pretty much absolutely going to dominate it, but it was a little bit hairy, a little bit scarier than I'd like to say. But Max Griffin looked pretty good versus Neil Magny, especially with the length disadvantage and everything else. But Neil Magny, I don't know if he just doesn't have that high ceiling or that high gas pedal, I guess. But you know what I mean, B?
Yeah. Max got to work a little bit on that cardio for a little bit, man. He did do good. He came out strong that first round. He tagged the hell out of Neil Magny. I thought he was gonna put him away in the first.
I was scared. I'm glad I didn't. I mean,
I really
didn't
thought
bet on
it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit, Neil's about to get beat up. But then Neil came out that second round, and it looked like Max was doing his thing, but kind of started getting winded a little early. And that typical Neil Magny, man, he willing to make you drown. Goes in with that high output and does what he got to do to win. And he came out that second round, put the pressure on him. That third round went all in, man. Then he damn near went for a WWE type pile driver. That was kind of crazy. Dunked this dude on his head, but still, Magny got the win. They also though they said Max said that they paid him his win bonus. I guess somebody thought that he won the fight, but it is what it is. But props to him if they gave him his win bonus.
Yeah, teach their own. I'm glad we had Neil Magny picked here. It was just one of the only other times that I felt like I was right on that. But the money line was not warranted as high as it was for Neil Magny in the sense that fight was that close. So the next fight of the night was Askar Askarov took on Kai Kara France, and man, Kai Kara France came to fucking bang. He came to throw. He came to do everything
Oh
that needed to be
shit.
done and won a unanimous decision. All 3 rounds.
Facts.
Shout out to Kai Kara France for the tremendous performance that he put on versus a guy that is no fucking joke in Askar Askarov, and won that dominantly. What do you say about this fight, Pete?
Yo, clap it up for Kai Kara France. Clap it up for him, man. Askarov, coming out with the wrestling, the Russian wrestling, those
Thank you, Army.
guys. But Jesus Christ, man. Askarov got worked, boy.
Work.
He got worked.
Work.
He got worked.
He got that
He got
Rihanna.
worked
He got that
offensively
Rihanna.
and defensively.
Work.
Yeah, he got worked offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
He tried to grab with this dude. This
Being
man Kai
undefeated-
Kara France was
Being
Go ahead.
undefeated really is a detriment to people because they don't learn anything. And this was a huge learning experience, in my opinion, for Askar Askarov.
Yeah, man. This dude Kara France managed to scramble out of the takedown attempts. He stuffed like about 10 takedown attempts. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was unreal.
He stuffed 10, and then when he got taken down, he managed to scramble back up. Then he started piecing Askarov.
This was a good fight.
Finished Askarov.
This was a tremendous fight that just literally, if you watch this one, it didn't matter whose side you're on, you watched it and it was a treat to watch. I love watching these two guys scramble and bang, B?
Yeah. And it's just crazy because Askarov is like the number 2 guy talking about, I'm going to sit and wait till I get my fight. I'm going to wait till I get my fight. I'm going to wait to get my fight. And then you take an opportunity to fight this guy. This guy beats you.
I know, right?
So, shit, man.
It's incredible, though. Shout out to Kai Kara France, though. He looked quite phenomenal. And shout out to City Kickboxing over there in New Zealand. Thank you, Army Vet, for the compliment, bro. I try really hard to make the show entertaining other than just me blabbing my fat lips and my crazy rants at times. Mr. B evens it out. He's kind of like Al Borland on Tool Time. I'm Crazy Tim. He's Al Borland. He's smarter and is calmer and like all these things. But I'm Crazy Tim, bro. So really appreciate the compliments. And so with that said, the next fight of the night was absolutely phenomenal. Matt Brown took on Brian Barberena. And other than the fact that I lost a bet on Matt Brown, this fight was a treat for the ages. This fight right here, this shit right here, this shit's called death.
Yeah.
Matt Brown lost to Brian Barberena via split decision. I obviously wanted Brian. I wanted a draw is what I really, really wanted, but I lost. I lost 1 unit on Matt Brown. It is what it is. I thought he would be the superior fighter. I had to do it. It was worth it.
Yeah, it was really, really insane, man.
It was
such a back and forth battle, boy. Such a back and forth battle. And then it's just crazy to see that Matt Brown managed to have that quick rally all of a sudden, where he just started blasting Brian and started throwing those elbows. He was hitting him with some savage elbows and knees, man. The shots he was throwing, I'm like, how is Brian still up?
Unreal.
And then Brian started throwing shots to Matt, and I'm like, oh no, he hit him with the nasty body shot.
It was.
I'm like, oh my god, no.
It was like a Muay Thai event with elbows back and forth.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, Matt, don't go down, no. And Matt's at home, so Matt got a rep. And oh my god, it was such a battle. Such a battle, man.
A true treat, an absolutely phenomenal fight. I want more fights like these all the time. The UFC can put on fights that are more evenly matched like these and bloodbaths, but they'd have to be paying out a little bit more money every fight. And that's as a business, you got to have a payroll and you got to have certain things. And that's what the UFC does. They give us a few fights here and there with some OGs that get paid a little bit money. And then they give us those small fish and they have them fight for no money. Like the gladiators back in the day, they fed those little fish. And then the OGs, they sometimes let them live a little bit longer than they should. So with that said, an absolute treat. But the next fight of the night was an even better treat. And I called it perfectly. My girl, Larassa. My girl, Alexa Grasso, took on my other ex-girl, JoJo Calderwood, who I think B had JoJo. B, you had JoJo on this one,
correct?
Yes,
I did.
That's right.
I did.
I had Grasso. I love you, girl. Call me. No, Alexa Grasso's hands are the thing that we talked about, but it wasn't the hands that got it done. It was Alexa Grasso by rear naked choke. holy shit, B, this fucking girl is a phenomenal. What up, my boy? Kick Your Bass, Ryan Richardson, one of the great supporter of the show. Really, really can't thank him enough for all the times he supported me on the MMA for Money show and now over on my own endeavors.
Word.
I love you, Ryan. So, but yeah, dude, Alexa Grasso with the sub, B, first round.
Dog.
I never saw
I'm
this
not
coming.
even mad. I'm disappointed.
I loved
I'm
it.
disappointed.
I loved
It
it.
was such a good fight. And then JoJo went for the spinning back fist or
Yep.
spinning elbow. I think it was a spinning back fist. Completely misses it on her Chael Sonnen 2. Chael Sonnen Anderson Silva 2 type shit. Falls. Grasso gets her back. She's just sitting there chilling.
I know.
Grasso gets the hooks in. Rear naked choke. I'm like, come on, man.
I loved it. I couldn't believe
I
it.
love JoJo, but damn, that was rough.
Yeah, what's crazy is
good job by Alexa Grasso, man.
I was one of the few people who I actually cashed on the under 2.5 here. I just felt like there was a chance that my Grasso could light up Joanne Wood's face and mince it up and really, really just stop it from the judges by the devastating beatdown on the hands. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking stoked that it was a submission and still got the under. So either way, I was there to play. And so Alexa Grasso all day, baby. Let's fucking go. That fight was just after Brian Barberina and Matt Brown, bro. I couldn't have been happier with leading into that. But the next fight was Curtis Blades took on Chris Daukaus, and we told y'all last week it was too early. Blades is too much, and if you look at the video of the straight punch that minced up the nose of Chris Daukaus and sent him to hell and beyond. Chris Blades straight murdered a man legally round 2. Vicious TKO punches. It was amazing, baby. So any of y'all who fucking tailed that one too, quite easy cash there, man. Whether you got the under or you got the Curtis Blades money line, because it was just gonna happen.
Yeah, Chris Daukaus, man. I guess it's way too fast, man. Way too soon. Trying to move him up the ladder way too quick, man. Curtis Blades showed he got hands, man. I mean, he's shown us before with Junior Dos Santos, but shit, man. That man timed it, caught that man with that straight punch where Chris was trying to throw the hook. Chris went down, and then Chris got battered, bro. Damn, Chris got battered.
He sure did.
That was rough.
It really was, because we were fans. I've been fans of both the Daukaus brothers, but I knew that this fight was way too quick after getting beat down by Derek Lewis, because the wrestling of Curtis Blades, and then Curtis Blades has pretty devastating power on his own right. So, it is what it is. Pretty crazy, event. Like I said, we ended up losing. I think it was 2 units at the end of the day. Didn't feel good. Like I said, we had 2. We went 1 and 2. Ended up cashing only 1. If Matt Brown would have ended up winning, it would have been 2 and 1. But it is what it is, and that's what happens when you play. So, what's up?
I see the dude Clint, the homie Clint.
Oh yeah,
Clint was wilding, man.
Clint, my boy, my boy Clint. Shout out Die Hard MMA podcast. Amazing dude.
Facts.
We did not have a good time, with that card. So it was what it was. It happens to the best of us. But with that said, man, that was UFC Columbus, and -2 units for the show after a 3-1 performance last week for 3 units. So it is what it is. It kind of teeter-totters back and forth, and that's really the game. The best bettors in the world fire at about a 56% clip when they win. So just a slight edge, and we're pretty much around that number when it comes to it. So this pretty with UFC, the only thing that we have, or with MMA, there's no UFC this week, which is sad. No UFC bets to go over this weekend, which makes me super sad. I called my buddy Day and I asked him, what am I going to gamble on? And like B said, wrestling. He told me some like Japanese baseball or something, and I said the same thing. 1-800 Gamblers Anonymous or whatever it is, because if you're starting to bet on stuff like that just because you want to bet, you're a degenerate. And I really just try to fire on UFC and win money. So, but there is a Cage Warriors 136 that is going down tomorrow, huh, B?
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't know too much about it, but if you do like MMA, like me and B do, you're going to be watching the show, and it's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Oh,
10 Eastern where B is on the East Coast, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time where I am on the West Coast. So that's going down in Manchester, England. So it should be pretty fun to watch those guys go throw down. Other than that, B, what kind of you have any matchups? What's up, Edward? Appreciate you being here, dude, and God bless you and your family. Appreciate the good
facts. How
vibes.
you doing, Edward? Mr. Edward.
And so, but yeah, man. B, is there any matchups coming up that you can think
Prediction.
of? Is there any matchups coming up that you can think of that you could chat about?
Um,
I
matchups.
know it's tough to throw it at
Well,
you. We, we don't have Stipe John Jones announced, right? That's just a love story, right? Or that's just a fantasy right now, right?
right now it's a love story. Right
Okay.
now it's a love
I want
story.
to make love to it.
Um,
I want to make love to it
they're,
like
they're,
Romeo
they're,
and Juliet.
it's heating. It's heating up. As far as it goes, it's maybe the main event of UFC 281. They're planning on the trip to Abu Dhabi. They're gonna go back to what was it, Fight Island? There you go, Fight Island.
Yes. Yep.
And if they happen to, that's predicted to be in the main event, a possible interim heavyweight title fight between John Jones and Stipe Miocic. Now that we're seeing Stipe a little bit more at the events and he's a little bit more out there, it looks like it might be time to have that. If it's not John Jones, then I really don't know who's going to be that other guy to fill in against Stipe Miocic.
Right.
Um, it could be tied to Ivasa. If it's not going to be John and Stipe, it might be Ty and Stipe. I don't think they're going to have Cyril Gahn try to fill that void, and he'll probably be sitting there for a minute. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had a question in the chat. We have Army Vet who's asking, do you think Blades has a title shot coming up? You know, you would think he would, but because he has gotten silenced a few times from a couple guys in the upper echelon, that I don't think so. I think he needs one more big win to get himself up to a title shot contention. But that's just my opinion. What do you
Yeah.
say about that, B?
I think so. I think for Curtis Blades, because Curtis has lost to Francis twice. He's beaten some of the guys, but then he lost to Derek Lewis. You know, he beat Volkov, but then look what happened to Volkov recently against Aspinall. I think he's going to be needing one more fight. I think they might line up Curtis Blades with Cyril Gahn. Stylistically, it would be a good matchup.
Yes,
Um,
but Gon will smoke him.
so I can see that happen. I can see that happening.
Gon smokes him, bro. Like, what do you think? What do you think about that, B?
I think Gon could, but it's gonna be dependent on how much he's trained. We've seen the massive weird hole that happened when he fought Francis Ngannou and getting taken down the way he did.
Yeah.
And if Curtis Blades is gonna manage to use a takedown, he's gonna be really effective with it. But then again, it all starts with the feet. And how are you gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How is Curtis gonna look compared to Cyril on the feet?
And so
That's the whole thing.
the reason why I don't think that Curtis Blades gets the title shot is he's lost to Francis Ngannou already and once, not and twice.
Yeah.
So he doesn't deserve it at that. And then he lost to Derek Lewis. So he'd have to either beat Derek Lewis, which a rematch would actually be fun. I'm down for a rematch, Derek Lewis versus Curtis Razor Blades, to see if he has the chin to go and be tested by the champion. And I think that'd be fun, hobby.
Yes, it would most definitely be fun, man. This heavyweight division's really gotten interesting. It's picking up. I hope we get a lot more, a couple of matchups coming up, and a couple other guys moving up in the ladder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun, man.
Hey, Edward had a great thing. Thank you very much, Army Vet, for your service in the military. My father, my great uncle Michael, who I'm named after, I'm Michael. He was a war hero in Vietnam. He was a gunner on Dewey in the Army. So really appreciate all the guys who serve in the military. And then when they come out, I try to appreciate them because a lot of them have PTSD and seen things that they don't need to see. And they really do need camaraderie and friendship. And so that's why I love Cope's Corner here. It's a place where Army Vet could come. Yeah, 22 people kill themselves a day, Army vet. That's the sad thing. 22 veterans commit suicide every single day, and it's actually
Oh
more than
man.
that, but that's the number that is given is 22 of our literally our brothers, our sisters, and our family members kill themselves every day after what they've seen. So, like I said, the shows like this, whether it's
Yeah, man.
MMA, this isn't just about MMA. Like I said, I'm sometimes drinking beers, having fun with B, ranting about the most random stuff. Army vet could come in here and feel like it's a locker room, or feel like it's in this infantry unit when he was back in the war. So whatever it is, man, friendship and
Of
honor
course,
is
man.
is everything, and so we appreciate all you veterans out there who do the damn thing, man.
Yeah,
Thank you,
most
Army vet.
definitely.
B definitely is a really good person. I can't vouch for myself. But
Nah, Mike,
I
you're
just
good, man. You're good.
I just fucking around. Remember, guys, so I try to be funny a lot of times, so like, I am being myself, but sometimes you gotta take
Yeah,
my shit for what it is, because I don't need no I don't need no Chris Rock fucking Will Smith incident on this show, a bunch of drama. We're here to have fun, and Chris Rock's jokes are hilarious, bro. But B, so what other fights, B, do you think?
what other fights we got? Hold on, I got you. I got you.
Oh, so
I know
we
on June 11th they're going back to Singapore, man. UFC's going to Singapore.
who's highlighting that card? Do you
Yeah,
know?
actually, that's gonna be the UFC 275 card on June 11th.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, Singapore. That is crazy.
I love it.
Um,
Yeah, the
that's gonna
Asian.
be Jiri Prohaska versus Glover Teixeira.
Oh wow, yeah. Yuri's. Oh no, man, that's a tough one for me to pick. My veteran side says that Teixeira should win that, but Yuri's a crazy madman Viking savage, and I love him, man. So
Yeah,
I can't wait to break that one down. That's going to be super exciting. And then what we have April 15th, Bellator has a really good event going down on a Friday. It's to Bellator 277, and AJ McKee Jr. is taking on Patricio Pitbull for the championship.
yes,
It's going to be madness.
yes, it's gonna,
And then you have
yes,
Corey Anderson versus Vadim Nankov. That's fucking phenomenal. Aaron Pico versus Jeremy Kennedy. Tim Johnson versus Linton Vassell. I mean, phenomenal fucking main card there for that Bellator is doing on April 15th, 5 days short of 420, baby. So yeah,
yeah,
we got a lot of good stuff coming. We just have one weekend gap this weekend that isn't going to be so much fun.
yeah, yeah. It's a
And
a little rough, but we'll manage, man. We'll manage.
and then couple so we're talking about upcoming stuff. Risen 35 is going down on Sunday 417 for so April 17th at damn. Is that for real? I don't even know how to say that time. So if it says 12 a.m. Eastern time, right? B, that's me at 9 p.m. on a Saturday, right? Yeah, so 9 p.m.
um,
Saturday and 12 a.m. Eastern for B. So
what card is that?
100. Risen 35. Johnny Case takes on
Oh,
Roberto de Souza. And that's actually going to be amazing. And then you have Januto Ushiku versus Yatako Saito. And a lot of these guys are, we won't know the names, but they're very, very skilled. A lot of fun to watch these Risen competitors over in Asia throw down because Asians do the damn thing. But Army Vet had a question.
yeah,
He said, "How about the
high
card
pace.
in Arizona for the lightweight championship?
Yeah, RB Vet's been on me since this card,
Which
man.
one is that one?
That's the Oliveira Gaethje card,
Holy
two
shit!
seventy
I
four.
can't get too fired up on
Yeah,
that. That's oh man, I can't wait for that one.
that's like right there. That's like right there.
Where's that?
Well, somewhat right
It's
there. It's like right next month, man.
I know, but
And the card itself is madness. First of all, that card is madness. Okay,
mhm.
it's madness, but it's really a really good card, man. It kind of has like a fight night feel. Then you mix it up with a pay per view feel, and it's like this is just crazy, yo.
Army
Seriously.
Vet, we will never ever ever never ever never ever ever wear a Pena shirt ever, never.
I am. I
What?
promised it. I promised it.
Who's buying
I'm
it for
gonna
you?
get that black Pena shirt.
Oh my
I'm gonna get the
god,
black shirt with the
that's
Pena picture,
gross. You're not on my show.
and it's gonna probably be like
Not on
it'll
my
probably
show.
be three separate.
Not on my
Three
show.
separate pictures of her on the one shirt,
Holy
and it's
shit.
gonna be it. And it's
Oh
gonna be like
no.
Pena fan for life. It's gonna say Pena
No.
fan for life.
God no.
On the back is gonna say I heart
Fuck
Pena.
no. Hell
And
no. Fuck no and hell no, dude. Dude. Oh, dude. Hey. Another thing. Ben Slothwell was released by the UFC today, and
I was upset.
I wasn't.
I was upset.
And
I
wasn't.
was mad.
I was happy.
Oh my god, I
You see
was
how-
so mad
hey,
when
you
I
see
seen
in
it.
life they call it. There's a yin and a yang to thing, folks. Mr.
Yeah.
B is the other side of the yin, and I'm the other side of the yang. So I was stoked. I was like, yeah, Mr. Slothwell finally got
You're
his
a
walking
hater.
papers. I know, and I guess
You're a hater, man. You're a
hey,
hater.
Die Hard Podcast MMA. I'm sorry, Clint, your dad. He got cut. I don't know how you're gonna eat next winter. Sorry,
Oh my god! But yeah, man,
Yeah.
Rothwell got cut, man. Long time MMA veteran. I loved him in the IF. The first time I seen him fight was actually in 2000. Was it 2006 or 2007? On IFL Battleground. That was back in the day when they had the teams. They had it was MMA fighting, but they had teams of 5, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweights, and heavyweights. So you had your 5 fighters, and you had to win the majority of the fight. So it would be like a best 3 out of 5 type scenario. And then you go on to this tournament type format. So he was on the Silverbacks with Pat Miletich. And they had a serious squad. All their squad was heavy hitters. Like, none of these dudes really got subs. Most of them got knockouts. It was Bart Palashevsky, Rory Markham, Ryan McGivern, who just had all heart.
Yeah.
I forgot who was the light heavyweight dude. But Ben Rothwell was the heavyweight. And these motherfuckers were smoking everybody, man. It was really dope. So, he carried that on throughout his career. He picked up a couple little belts here and there. He had his big fights, but to see him go, man, I think he was 9-8 in the UFC. I get why they let him go, but I hope that, he could go make some money elsewhere if he's going to continue his career. But, yeah, man, Mike a hater, yo. Mike a hater.
hey, I just keep it real, bro. I say shit. I'm super blunt, and I keep it how it is. So, but yeah, that was some of the news that popped up today. It was or yesterday, I think it was actually last night. He was cut from the UFC. Was an announcement. So, what else do we have
You
here?
too, Army vet.
We have So Oliveira Gaethje, is that what he wanted us to talk about?
Yeah, Oliveira versus Gaethje, man. Yeah,
man.
Versus
Okay, we won't get
274,
too
man.
we won't jump too crazy into it, but we'll. So, I love Charlie Oliveira, but the leg kicks and the D1 wrestling of Justin Gaethje are going to be a problem. And so I have a slight lean for Justin Gaethje because the leg kicks are so damaging, and the takedown defense of Justin Gaethje should be phenomenal in the sense that he's a D1 American wrestler who's just, man, how many people have you seen him take him down? Khabib? I think Khabib's the only person pretty much, right, B?
From my recollection, yeah.
Yeah, Dustin beat him, or no, was it Eddie Alvarez beat him? Eddie?
Who?
Yeah, Eddie and Dustin beat him, but they didn't. I don't
Eddie
remember.
and Dustin beat him, yeah.
I don't remember them taking him down.
And Michael Chandler took him down in their fight.
Okay. So
Chandler took him down. Very few people taking him down.
Oh yeah. Okay. Charlie. So we got Chandler, and so very few people, and so it's going to be very interesting to see this fight. But those leg kicks of Justin Gaethje are quite devastating, and his chin is unreal. So. It's going to be a great fight. And then you have Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza. I'm Thug Rose all day. Thug Rose is going to whoop that trick. And then Donald Cerrone coming back to fight Joe Lozon. These are the type of fights I want to see. You have 2 veterans of the sport and a little bit washed up, and we let them bang. And Donald Cerrone is going to fucking light Joe Lozon up.
Yeah, that's going to be a scrap, man. That's going to be a real good scrap. And it's just so weird because that just shows you how stacked the lightweight division really is. Where you have guys that have never fought each other before fighting each other now.
Right?
Like, come on, dude. Like, look how long Joe Lozon's been with the company. And look how long Cerrone's been with the company. And they never faced each other. Hey, that's bonkers, man.
Right.
But that's incredible. A really good fight, though. Really good fight.
So the Peas Army Vet, that I'll go through I just went through
Word,
those
Army.
three real fast to appreciate them. Thank you, Army Vet, for tuning in and every single one else. Anything else you want to talk about before we end this a little bit shorter show than normal because we don't have any bets?
Well, I'm not
And
sure
no
about
stress.
bets, but
No stress.
that one championship card that was like last week was really insane, man.
Oh, you're right.
The one championship, the 1X card.
Yeah, one FC is phenomenal, man. I love watching them.
That shit was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Hell yeah,
John
Ryan.
Wayne Park competed his last fight. What's up, Ryan? His last fight, he didn't get to win it, but he went out in style, man. Big props to John Wayne Parr, man. Hope he lives his best life. I know his kids are practicing. They're up and coming kickboxers. His daughter is really doing big things, man. You know what I mean? She's growing up. She's taking in some of his, some of his skills and whatnot. He's training her, so hopefully she gonna blow up and become big. My homeboy Nicky Holskin got put out of his misery. He got knocked out. That was crazy. Demetrius Johnson got a submission win against Rodtang in that mixed rules fight, which that shit was off the hook. With Rodtang was kicking him up, and then all of a sudden he managed to get what he needed. As far as MMA went, got the takedown, got the back
Tony?
submission. That happened. The OG, Yoshihiro Akiyama got the win against Shinya Aoki. That was cool after Aoki damn near was about to choke him out.
That was the girl. Was that the girl? What was the girl fight?
The main event fight. That was Angela Lee versus.
Angela Lee, bro. She was fucking getting tested before she ended up getting that.
Yeah. I am I was surprised. I was really hyped about her Stamp's improvements a little bit and some of the things she was doing. But and she rocked the hell out of Angela Lee bad to the body. But she just wasn't really fast enough to go in and close in. But props to Angela Lee for rebounding and you know what I mean? Getting that turnaround, making that turnaround and getting the win.
Especially after having a kid, right? She had a kid.
Yeah. That shit is crazy, man.
So, what anything else you want to touch on, B?
Other than that,
I don't think there's much else. So
there's nothing really. No, there's not.
Are you
really
gonna stream?
Much else
Are you gonna stream the Cage Warriors tomorrow, B?
Yeah, I'll be on for Cage Warriors.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So
tomorrow,
catch
Cage Warriors.
Tomorrow, Cage Warriors, 136. Mr. B will be streaming it, so make sure to catch his show tomorrow. He'll be streaming. Give me your Twitter handle, B.
Oh sure, man, Mr. B at Mr. B 1986, and you catch me on Haps here. It was Mr. B the MMA guy, or as Tony likes to say, the super syllable sportscaster, Triple S.
Well, I really can't thank you enough, B, and then I'll hopefully we'll see you next week, and when we hopefully cash some bets, man. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Most definitely.
See you tomorrow for your show, brother. Peace, my dude. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Cope's Corner. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal, but that's just because there's no UFC bets for this upcoming weekend. Make sure you love your family and your friends. Stay tuned next week for Cope's Corner for our bets for the UFC that's going to be coming. And I can't thank y'all enough for tuning in. So let's fucking go, baby.
Are you ready? Break it down! Degenerate into something cool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. Like a break, boy. Yeah. Like a break, little man. Break it down. Degenerate tonight. Degenerate. You think you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to?